Well, okay, here we go. Hello, everyone, and welcome back once again to the Great Scott Podcast. Today, I am joined by actor Paul Sidhu. How's it going, Paul?
It's going good. Thank you.
First off, happy holidays to you. How have your holidays been?
They've been good. Little heavy on the traffic, but other than that, it's great.
Is it nice to get a break every once in a while?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely love it.
What all have you been doing during the holidays?
Well, I visited my brother up in the Bay Area, San Francisco, and I decided to fortunately drive up and drive down, which was great because I noticed that all the flights were canceled on the day I was driving back. And
Wow.
but it was a long journey, but it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
How long was the drive?
Well, going there from door to door with a couple stops took me 6 hours, and then on the way back, door to door, it took me 9 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was intense.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. So Paul, you're in the new film now called Repeater. Can you tell us a little bit about that and where we can catch it at?
Yeah, definitely. So, Repeater is a story about several assassins who have been hired to target a hacker who is going to put on the free market information about a huge conglomerate. And the idea is these guys are trying to get him, at the same time they're trying to get each other. So, and all the hitmen actually have a past, so they know each other. So it becomes a relationship. It's an interesting interplay between the relationships of the seekers, as well as what happens between my character, who's the main guy, who actually um, comes to have a somewhat of a different perspective on his target. And so that's where the story takes off.
Gotcha, gotcha. So, what is your character?
So my guy is I played this guy named John Smith, who is a contract hitman with a specialized past, a military past, and he's handled by an individual who's played by Corbin Bernsen. And Corbin Bernsen sends him on assignments, and his latest assignment is to track down this French hacker who's played by Nick Moran. And in the mist, Gary Daniels' character and Kristanna Loken are after the same target, and they happen to know each other from various past missions. So it's interesting.
And people can catch it on video on demand.
Yeah, so it's everywhere. It's like on iTunes and all the VOD streams. I think it just closed the theatrical window. It had a limited theatrical release in like Los Angeles and some of the um, you know, centers across the United States, but currently it is available on pretty much all the streaming platforms. Yeah.
Now, that's not the only film that you have out. There's another one called um, Uppercut.
Right. So Uppercut is still in production.
Oh,
So that one's yet to come out. But the one that was just released prior to Repeater is Hustle Down. Hustle Down with Tom Sizemore.
hmm. Can you tell us a little bit about that one?
Yeah. So Hustle Down is kind of it's a it's an action comedy, if you will. It's a two-hander. Tom Sizemore plays a chauffeur who rips off his boss, El Jefe, and Turk is called in to track down the money car, and so the money's in the car, and then it's sort of this comedy of errors and how Tom's character and my character work together to figure out a common end. So a lot of fun, funny movie.
Is that out now?
Yes, that's out. That's currently on. It's streaming right now.
Gotcha, gotcha. Now, to go along with everything else, you've also co-written a action drama, or you've written your own.
Yeah, that's right. So I did a story concept for one of my earlier films, and was involved in the writing process for 2307 Winter's Dream, which is a science fiction action thriller that takes place in a frozen over Earth or dystopian Earth in the future. And so that was a lot of fun and a very interesting film.
Escape from Blackwater, you said was the name, right?
Yep, Escape from Blackwater is another film that I have actually co-written, and that is in the last phases of principal photography. We have one more week of shooting next month, and then we're gonna put it into post, and hopefully it'll be out at the end of the year or early 2024.
Yeah, I was going to ask if that was out. It sounds like you have quite a few projects either out or ones that you're working on currently.
Yeah, yeah, there's a lot going on. Some projects I'm involved in as writer, producer, actor, one namely, and the other several is just on board as the actor only.
What has been the key to you finding sustainable work?
I think the key is once you start in the industry and you get a bunch of people around you, if you can maintain a sense of professionalism and a strong work ethic, then I feel like the folks around you will automatically recommend you for other projects. And so your circle just sort of grows. So I think the thing that's helped me the most is I pride myself on being professional in every aspect, whether it's timing, how you interact with folks, just sort of not letting not letting the day-to-day stuff of film production really get to you, because sometimes it can be fairly hectic. And when you're working on independent films, especially, everyone has to wear a lot of hats. I mean, so everyone's doing extra work, I feel, and so are the actors, because we're in an independent film where you really don't have a lot of prep time. You are not comfortable most of the time. You tend to be working non-union hours a lot. So sometimes the day can be like 16 hours long, and then you get a 4-hour break, and then you're back up into makeup. So it's a lot of it can be uncomfortable, but then when you take a moment and you look at what you're doing, you're making a movie.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're okay. If you
yeah.
gotta work 16 hours a day for a couple of weeks or so forth, you're fine. You're going to be okay. So once you pull yourself out of that whole, mindset of, oh boy, I'm getting overworked, and you look at what you're actually doing is what you're making a movie, and this is actually a lot of fun. You're okay. You can put up with a lot. You can put up with the fact that you know you got to eat processed meat, or you don't have the right um foods, or even like breaks. It's okay. It's not a big deal.
And just for the record, non-union means very little to no pay at all.
Yeah, non-union means very little to no pay, and it means long hours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But it also means common vision. It also means that the individuals or artists who are willing to do that really have something they want to tell, and they want to be involved with. So that's kind of cool too, because a lot of people are out there um giving it their all, and they're not really getting super compensated for it, which is okay.
and I know when I was doing production assistant out there in California, it was you're not joking, 12, 13-hour days, and you'd be
That's right.
exhausted by the end of the day.
Yeah, it's tough.
Oh my goodness.
PAs do, like, the production assistants, man, my hat's off to them. They're really running around doing a lot. Fortunately, I've always had interactions with some really outstanding PAs. It's always been very nice, despite I can tell that they're super tired.
Oh yeah, yeah. As well you should be if you're doing your job correctly, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So you also mentioned there's a couple of directors that you would love to work with. Who might those directors be?
So the list of directors I'd I'd like to work with is very long. So it's a long list.
I'm hoping one of them will
But
catch.
some of some of the movies that really I liked, watching are films like the original Blade Runner, even Gladiator. So obviously Ridley Scott comes to mind. Like even his Spy Game was really cool, just the way it was shot. I really love that. Um, Recently, you have you know you have some really interesting dramas by Paul Thomas Anderson, and the way he captures the characters and the scenes together. And I don't know, there's just so many. Like even Christopher Nolan, I loved his Batman trilogy, and Inception. I mean, Inception is just something I can watch over and over again. So there's quite a few. I mean, there's a lot of good directors out there.
I'm hoping that one of them catches this podcast.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool.
Absolutely, bring me on as a PA.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah. So, but well, anyways, uh, so when you're not working or anything like that, what is some stuff that you like to do in your free time?
Boy, in my free time, not a I so um I have um three small kids,
Oh,
and so
that is
so so I dedicate any free time. Not I wouldn't say free time. I dedicate, you know, X amount of time to them every week, regardless of what's going on, because that's my that's my number one priority in life. It's that tends to bring me more joy than anything else I do. So that's my dedicated time. And then any free time I have in addition to that will be spent with them.
yeah.
And so I don't really have like a lot of hobbies currently, other than reading. I like reading science fiction before going to bed.
Hmm.
So that's always
I'm sure your
fun.
dreams are very interesting.
Right, right, yeah.
So, what are your kids' names and how old are they? Do you want to give them a shout out here?
Yeah, I'll give them a shout out. So they are 11, 13, and 15.
Hmm.
So it's Angadamya and Dig.
Hi
Yeah,
guys, I'll give a
yeah,
shout out to you. Hello.
cool.
Are they wanting to get into business themselves?
No,
Oh, that's
I
not too
don't think so.
appealing to them, huh?
Not right now. I don't think so.
No.
I don't. Yeah, I don't see it.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, Paul, thank you so much for your time for coming onto the podcast. And the name of your film, to to say it again, is called Repeater, and you can catch it video on demand.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Paul.
very
I
much.
appreciate your time, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Take care. Bye.